Commissioner Lawrence.
Let's pray together. Father, today we do thank you and praise you for the privilege that we have to come and to fellowship together and to do the business of the county, Lord, and I pray that you'd bless our time together, bless the decisions that we need to make, and and just bless everything that's said and done here, and may everything that's said and done today bring honor and glory to that name which is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, every tongue confess that he is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. In his name, amen.
Commissioner Barrera.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Langley,
Here.
Commissioner Lawrence.
Here.
Commissioner Northrup. Here. Chair Jones.
Yep.
Commissioner Grice.
Here.
Commissioner Barrera.
Here.
Commissioner Marquetti. Here. And Commissioner Lee.
Here.
All right. Before I open the floor for public comment, just have to remind everybody it's for agenda items only. Limit to 3 minutes per person. The floor is now open for public comment. Floor is now closed for public comment. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none?
Chairman Jones,
Yes.
we need to amend, okay, we need to change the wording on M-65 2025. So do I need to pull that out of the consent agenda and put it under new business? Basically, it says motion to approve the 2025 tax reverted properties, and it should say decline purchase of any property on the 2025 tax reverted property report.
You should just be able to make the modification without it, and you should just be able to modify it.
All right.
Okay.
That's too easy. We'll give our clerk time to, she's got it. All right, Commissioner Langley.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Motion on the floor, support. Any comments? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
It's
All right, no recognitions?
It's just the report.
Kareed. There she is. You have the floor. Just remember to push the button to turn the mic on. Yep.
Good evening, everybody. I'll try to make this quick because I know a lot of you have been here pretty much all day. April 19th was the day that I had completed my 4th year here at Cass County. During that time, we have been able to help veterans, widows, and widowers gain in benefits $5,071,929.92. That does not include the veterans' health care. There's not a dollar amount you can put on that. Soldiers and Sailors Board and Judge Beeler have helped the veterans with wells, roofs, stoves, ramps, and property taxes during these past 4 years. The Treasurer's Office I'd like to thank them for all the help that they have given to our Veterans Office through the additional programs that they are working, because not always do we have all the funds that are needed. Through their My Hope, CDBG, Land Bank, Blight Elimination, and the property taxes. The Clerk's Office thanks them immensely. They are always going, excuse me, into their archived records and answering all our endless questions. The Sheriff's Department and his deputies are always sending me new people when, unfortunately, somebody might be housed there for a little bit, and we're able to get those veterans also benefits. Our GDX report for 2023, it always runs a year behind. Our population for veterans are 3,194. 2024 does not come out until July. We are down slightly from last year. Unfortunately, we have had quite a few veterans pass away this last year. I'd like to take a couple minutes and talk about the grant that I apply for each year, the MVAA grant. That helps us immensely. It runs from October 1st to September 30th. For fiscal year 24-25, initially, the office was given $81,412. In February, we were notified that they were recouping money from all veterans' offices within the state. They recouped $21,043 from us. That gave me a final amount of $60,369. Excuse me. This was a result of MVAA not receiving what they thought they would from the state. Their projections were off, which caused them to do their recalculations. With that being said, I did not go over my budget within the first 2 quarters, even with them taking away those funds. I did my recalculations and readjusted. which was a good thing because we were informed that they would not backfill us if we had went over our budget at this time. Of course, I understand they're now in litigation regarding that with the state. The initiatives that I did take away this year will be put back on next year's grant. So it's not like we're just going to totally ignore it. We're going to throw it back on. Property tax exemptions for veterans per the law as it stands right now. This is the last year that they have to turn them in to their townships unless they have a life-altering event. That would be moving, death, marriage, lose your exemption, or if this is their initial award, they have to get those in there. I've spoken with Treasurer Anderson and Clerk McMichael and a few of the township clerks, and I've told them that if they have any questions regarding the veterans, they can always call me and I can do the verifications for them. I was going to introduce, but I don't. Yep, he did not make it tonight. Just to inform everybody that Adam Dahlgren is now the new VFW commander here in Cass. His wife, Teresa, and their family are longtime residents of Cass County. Does anybody have questions?
Of the 3,194 veterans we have, those are just the ones that are registered.
Correct.
And we probably got more. That's why me and you, we always push people to come in and register. That way they count towards us. And the more veterans we have, that equates to more benefits and more justification for the things that you do, right?
Mm-hmm. And if I can just take one more second
Yeah.
and add this. There's a lot of new changes that have came out, and I was at my state training last month. And if you know of a veteran that has a rating, but it's been years, and even if they are 100% rated, they still need to come back in and talk to me, because if you're a veteran and you're married, I'll use this as an example, and you pass away from something that you were not rated for through the VA, your wife has got to apply for widow's benefits. At that time, all your income and assets count. But if you pass away from something you have a rating for at the VA, they automatically get DIC and nothing counts against them.
Explain to the people what DIC is.
DIC is Dependent Indemnity Compensation.
Yeah.
So can I use you as an example?
Yes,
Chief?
ma'am.
Okay. So
I plan on outliving my wife, so
well,
this is just an
okay.
example.
This is an example. So if Jeremiah was to come down with some form of cancer, heaven forbid, in 50 years, and he never came in and applied for benefits, and that's what he passes from, any assets, any income, all that's going to count against his wife, which now we are finding it's making the spouses non-qualified a lot of times. Mm-hmm. But if he's rated because he did his due diligence and came back in, they can have $5 million and it's not going to count against her. So veterans, they'll say, oh, I'm 100%, it doesn't matter. It really, really does for that purpose.
All right, anybody have any questions for our Veterans Administrator? Good job, Corey, we appreciate it. Mr. Gritter. Oh, Kai Gritter. I thought I messed you up with the MSU guy behind you. I'm so sorry. You've got my favorite color on, so I apologize, purple.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kai Gritter, and I'm currently serving as the Interim District Director for MSU Extension, covering the 7 Southwest Michigan counties, including Cass County. Our former District Director, Julie Piok, who some of you might probably be familiar with, retired in February, and so I have been assisting and serving in this capacity since then. First off, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today and to share highlights from our 2024 annual report. I believe you have that in your packet. I want to express sincere appreciation to the Cass County Board of Commissioners for your continued support and investment to MSU Extension. Currently, you fund our office support, our county support, and our 4-H program coordinator. Your funding makes it possible for us to deliver high-impact, research-based programs right here in the community. I would like to recognize, and I'm going to pull up my version of the flyer so that we can go through it together, Terry Bullinger, who is the office secretary. She provides that first point of contact and is housed right downstairs in room 116. We also have Hillary Hunt, our 4-H program coordinator, who supports youth development right here in the county. And then Nora Lee, who many of you are probably familiar with and who is right here. She is our community nutrition instructor, and she delivers engaging health and nutrition education in the community. I'd also like to introduce my colleague John, who is wearing the green back there.
The guy I mixed you up with.
Exactly, and he will have an opportunity to share as well. So just wanted to thank them both for being here. In addition to the 2 staff that we have here, we have a host of other staff in nearby offices right here in Southwest Michigan who provide a whole range of programs on various topics within agriculture and agribusiness, community food, and environment, and you'll notice that I referenced a couple of the highlights in the document. So I have thanked them for being here, and I'll just jump right into the actual content of the annual report. In 2024, over 1,100 Cass County residents participated in MSU Extension's programs. That's amazing. Residents utilized about 242 of our statewide programs. So that could have been either virtually, we have a very robust virtual program offering, or they could have participated in programs right here in Cass County. About 57 programs were conducted right here in the community. We have very engaged volunteers, about 179 volunteers donate their time and therefore extend the reach of our programs. And our 4-H program actually has 656 youth enrolled and actively participating in programs. We are developing the next generation of leaders. Now I'll go into a bit more detail about the programs we offer. MSU Extension has 4 institutes. The first that I will talk about is the Health and Nutrition Institute, and Nora actually represents that very well. As a community nutrition instructor, she teaches programs such as Show Me Nutrition to elementary school students, or Healthy Choices for Everyone to adults in our community. In 2024, 630 youth and adults built confidence in making healthy choices. There is a wonderful testimony from one of the Cass County ISD teachers on just the impact Nora was having in the classes. I'll read a snippet of it. He called Nora a beacon of enthusiasm, knowledge, and care, sharing how her lessons have become the highlight of some of the students' day. So it's really making great impact, and I thought it was worth highlighting here. These efforts create healthier communities, reduce long-term healthcare costs, and are an excellent return on your investment. Next, I'll talk about our Children and Youth Development Program, 4-H, and our youth development programs. We offer youth training on a variety of topics. Hillary actually joined the organization last year. She wasn't able to be here. She is on the field working right now as I speak, so she extends her apologies for not being here. But Cass County residents engaged in career and workforce development programs, leadership and civic engagement, science literacy, child and family development, and a host more programs. Hillary actually led some Youth for the Quality Care of Animals sessions that is referenced here in the document that promote food safety and animal welfare. And so these programs are very helpful in instilling responsibility, character, and real-world skills for our young people. We really want them to thrive and to feel equipped and empowered to be the new leaders in our community. Next, I'll share a bit about our agriculture and agribusiness programs. Cass County producers benefited from the nationally recognized Demand Series, and at this time I'll invite John to come join me. He'll share a bit more because he was directly involved in the implementation of this, the production and implementation of it. So without further ado, John, go ahead.
Thank you. Very proud of the award we won for the Demand Series. It's a program that focuses on helping not only beginning farmers, but new decision makers on farms, because we have people that are maybe not new to farming, but they're new to making business decisions, financial decisions, and business and financial is the focus of the Demand Series. And we put together over the years a number of bulletins, webinar programs, and so we're very fortunate to receive the national award last year at the National Agricultural County of Agricultural Agents Conference. And what we're moving on forward this next year, this year, is we're expanding on what we've actually developed in that program to develop more educational offerings. We're actually going to launch here in a couple months an introduction to grain marketing, self-paced online course for people to learn basic information about how do you actually go about selling the grain and maximizing your best price and best revenue, utilizing information we built in bulletins and some webinar programs to have some more hands-on learning. We're actually going to be also expanding into more hands-on in-person programming that we're going to actually test pilot next door in Van Buren County. We're going to actually make sure that's open to people in Cass County, trying to do more in-person, more hands-on learning with people that directly benefits those that are trying to learn about new decision-making aspects. And so we're looking forward to the new things we're coming forward with. We're also looking to develop new information on livestock. That's probably an area we're still working on the most in that program. But we're looking at information around insurance, marketing, some decisions may be cost of production or even input purchasing planning. So trying to help people be profitable and generate as much revenue as they can for the farm.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. In the presentation where he actually received the award, one of the participants shared, "Thank you so much for doing this. I thoroughly enjoy the information presented." So it's resonating, it's been received well, and folks are really appreciating this Demand Series that John has really spearheaded. Finally, I'll speak about our Community Food and Environment program. I did enter a bit of information about the Zoning Administrator Certificate Program. There's a bit more detail in the document. 4 Cass County zoning administrators were trained. I know that doesn't sound like a large number, but that's pretty significant. We had about 59 participants in 2024, and of that number, about 4 are from Cass County.
2 of them are sitting in front of you.
Fantastic. So you could even tell me how it went, because I unfortunately was not here for that. Who are the 2?
Myself and Commissioner Marchetti.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for attending and participating in that.
It was a good program.
Wonderful.
And I'm in the capacity of deputy zoning administrator for 2 townships and a village because of that program, so it worked out good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm not sure if you said this, but I have a testimonial from someone who was in attendance. It said, if you feel like you never got a good training and don't know exactly what's required of zoning administrators, this course is invaluable. So it sounds like you share that sentiment.
I do.
Thank you. All right, so I'll just quickly go to the last page because I recognize you have quite the agenda. This just shows the statewide impact of MSU Extension programs. Remember at the start I said we fund about 1.5 full-time employees here in the county, but there are 45 Extension employees who cover the District 13, the Southwest Michigan region, and they're all available to support and provide programs right here in Cass County. Not only them, but also individuals statewide who provide virtual programs. I just want to highlight that over 29,264,562 contacts were had through our social media, web activity, e-newsletters, and handouts. We have tons of virtual programs that folks can be part of. In my role prior to taking on this interim district director role, I taught mental health first aid. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so it's really wonderful to know that we have very impactful programs that are making a difference in people's lives. So I just want to encourage you to take a look at the stats. We're doing a little bragging on ourselves, but this is also to your benefit because you're funding us, you're helping us to do this, and for that we thank you. As I close out, I just want to thank you so much for your trust and partnership. We look forward to continuing this vital work together, and hopefully some of you will attend some of our other programs. Most of them are free. We actually have a Master Gardener program as well. We have flyers in our office downstairs. So if ever you're interested, please just reach out to us. We're more than happy to direct you in the right direction. Finally, as I close out, you'll notice at the bottom there's a strategic direction image. I brought some hard copies, which if you're interested in having, I'm happy to share with you. It just shows what our plan is, what our vision is for ourselves going forward. I was part of that strategic direction team last year, and I'd be more than happy to engage if you have any questions. So at that point, I'll stop and pause and ask for questions.
I do
Yes.
have a go ahead. Turn on your mic.
I'm just curious on your volunteers. You said you had 179 volunteers in the MSU extension. Is that just in Cass County or is that in your region?
This is actually Cass County, and most of them are probably through the 4-H program.
Okay.
Yeah, statewide, we have even more. We have 12,861 total volunteers in the whole state.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, as interim, and you don't have to get into specifics, but a few meetings ago, we had the Cass County Fair Board here, and they had a few issues. So as interim, are you addressing those issues, or are they going to be wait until they get somebody full-time, or if you take the full-time position?
That's a great question. I am familiar with some of those issues. We work as a team. It's definitely not, I will not be solving any problems by myself. We definitely are working as a team. The Children and Youth Institute leadership are very involved and engaged in that. So it is going to be a team effort, whether it's with myself long-term or with whoever the new DD will be.
Well, so far, you've impressed this board, so if you get it, I'm sure you'll do the right thing.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Anybody else? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Commissioner Jones, I make a motion to, for a one-time vote for M60 through -2025 through M-70-2025. I make that motion as a one-time vote.
Second.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Langley,
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Northrup,
Yes.
Chair Jones.
Yep.
Commissioner Grice,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera,
Yes.
Commissioner Marquetti,
Yes.
and Commissioner Lee.
Yes.
District 1.
Nothing at this time.
District 2.
I just want to say we went to the MAC meeting a couple weeks ago. Has it been 2 weeks or has it been a week or how long has it been? It's been a couple of weeks. And there was Mr. Langley and Mr. Grice and Mrs. Roseanne, and we had a pretty good time there and learned a lot through the Michigan Association of Counties. So it was a good time.
All right, thank you. District 3.
Nothing.
District 5.
Nothing report.
6.
Nothing at this time.
7. Of course. And that's a 2-pager.
Not quite. Okay, from my district, the Edwardsburg Food Pantry met the 11,000 challenge that they had, and they were able to receive donations, including the $11,000. It came to $34,000 for the food pantry, which is a huge help. I won't go into anymore. I do serve on that board. But and then Ontario Township had a very successful cleanup day. It filled all of the dumpsters that were delivered. On piggybacking on what Commissioner Lawrence said, Grice, Lawrence, Langley, and I attended the legislative conference in Lansing. Representative Steve Carr had lunch with us, and I was able to meet with Senator Jonathan Lindsay. So we got to meet the senator and the representative at that conference. This year's conference differed from past conferences in that we did not move from session to session. Instead, everything remained in the same room. We heard a legislative report from MAC. A family courts administrator reported on the lack of bed space for juvenile offenders, which we, of course, knew. 3 counties were among local governments targeted with ransomware attacks. And we heard suggestions on how to protect ourselves. Michigan State Housing Specialists talked about MSHDA, then they can help with housing shortage. Those are just a few of the interesting reports we heard. One especially interesting one was that on the November 26th ballot is a request for a constitutional convention. The Michigan Constitution says we can have a constitutional convention every 16 years, and it has to be voted on by the voters. So we will be seeing that on the ballot in 2026 in November. I attended the Materials Management Planning Commission, and last week we had a video from the Recycling Center in Elkhart, and the biggest problem they have is plastic bags. Their equipment is absolutely enormous. I just couldn't believe what a large facility it was. I attended a task force on career tech education, and the consensus at the task force is we do need career tech education, and you will be hearing more about that as the months go on. I also attended an economic development summit sponsored by Market One, and it was about grants. It was probably one of the best summits I've been to. Cassopolis made a presentation, did an excellent job. They have a new person, and she did an excellent job talking about grants. Southwest Michigan First also put on a meeting whereby they wanted to know how they can help CAS with any projects we have, and I attended that also. And lastly, is it lastly? Yes. Lastly, the county hazardous waste, used electronics, and used tire collection was hugely successful. In fact, Ambrose has put some information about it on the website. 3 semis were filled with tires, 2 dumpsters were loaded with used or outdated electronics, and the large semi that they bring every time was filled with hazardous waste items. It was my understanding they barely got the door closed. Many thanks to Jeremiah, Michael Grice, Sam, James Tito, Doug Tyler, a resident, Skip Dyes, Scott and Terry Wyman, Babita Owenby, Jerry Marchetti, Undersheriff, Tim Scher, Brett Flores, Ambrosia Neldon, and especially Bob Thompson for hosting the event at the Road Commission. If I met anybody, let me know. If I missed anybody. Over 300 vehicles from all over the county lined up from 2:30 until 6. Our residents who came were pleasant and thankful, and even though the wait was long at times, we didn't hear any complaints. The next one is September 24th, 2025, same place, same time.
You had poor Jerry out there working him like a tied-up goat.
I did. He didn't mind.
District 7, compete with that.
District 8,
8,
nothing at this time.
there you go. Interim Administrator, you are next.
At last week's workshop, our presenter emphasized the importance of running efficient meetings, ensured that printed reports should not be read. In that spirit, I'm not going to read through the report included in the agenda packet, but I do just want to share that there are several positions opened currently right now within the county, and those are listed online. If anyone knows that anyone might be interested, send them that way.
Thank you. I don't see any county partners. Elected officials, Sheriff, you are number 1. Prosecutor, he was here earlier. Judge Beeler. Treasurer, she was here earlier. Drain Commissioner, it's raining, why are you here?
First off, thank you for the hazardous waste. I took in a tire myself, so it takes a lot of pressure off the county drains because that's where a lot of that ends up. We're noticing as this continues on. I know that costs money. I know the units, Ontoa, Sam, I talked to you about Milton. Try to support those too because that helps too. So anyway, kudos for that. Bad news, a lot of timber out there, folks. And trees are not cheap. And so we're battling that right now. We had an issue in Penn, almost lost a road. We had to mobilize road commission quickly on a dirt section of Hoffman, but we were able to get it taken care of. It was trees that come down in that storm. We had some issues in Ontoa the week before that. I'm going out again tomorrow, so we're dealing with it. But yeah, there's a lot of timber out there. So good news. Drain Office was successful to get their $65,000 grant that is going to pay for design and engineering of the removal of the McMillan Dam, Lawrence Road, Volini Township. And that money's already earmarked, so it's ours. It cannot be, it's not tied to federal. It was already appropriated last year, so could have got a little more, but some bigger counties were sucking up some bigger money, but at least they didn't forget about us. This will be for design and engineering. The actual removal will probably be another grant avenue. However, removals are really rising to the top right now. So they have told me that they're confident that as long as we don't come up with something extremely expensive, which we're working through that now. I don't know if, Al, you're familiar with that out there at Lawrence Road. So that'll be a series of like step pools and stone and this and that. So they're confident they will get us the money to get that removed. Good thing for this board is dams are county owned. We're gonna be able to take that one off the list. It's gonna disappear. So as your finance director or interim administrator knows, she has lists and we have to, insurance companies and this and that. It's not something we really dwell on a lot, but they are out there and they are county owned. And so there will be a match on that. However, I have the money for the match because I had assessed this in anticipation of this. So the wheels are kind of in place on that. So anyway, a little bit of good news. Another piece of good news is shout out to GIS. The 2024 aerials are out there. Very good. I encourage you to take a look. I encourage you, if you have any constituents, tell them take a look. And now you can pull up 19 and 24 and kind of compare. So we can actually go back to areas where maybe we did some work and just take a little look and see how it's going. So yeah, I just found that yesterday, Alex. Thank you very much. It's really nice. So get a chance to take a look at that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. We have new county directories published, ready to go. Each of you have one at your spot. They're available for pickup in the clerk's office. They cover 4 years now because commissioner terms went from 2 to 4 years, and that they're a lot of work and a lot of money, so saving on our budget. And very excited to announce, we have some flyers. We now have Property Fraud Alert up and running for Cass County. This is a free service that involves anything recorded in the Register of Deeds office. You can sign up to be alerted via a text or an email if any document is recorded under your name. You can call an 800 number or visit the website, www.propertyfraudalert.com. The 800 number is 800-728-3858. And you get a live person in the United States to answer, and they will sign you up. So please spread the word.
All right, thank you. No new business. Before I open the floor for public comment, remind everybody this is for things that are not on the agenda. However, this public comment is not a platform for things that aren't related to Cass County or anything that would be for the good of Cass County. I can't stop you, but I just encourage people to do public speaking for the good of the people of our county. So the floor is now open. Floor is now closed. No closed session. District 1, have anything?
No, sir.
District 2?
No, sir.
3? No, sir. 4? That's me. 5?
No.
6?
I just want to quickly touch base on the workshop. I think we kind of glazed over it. Very good job. It was incredibly informative, the way that we had it in these chambers. There was just so much material. It was well thought out. It was very well planned out. So just great work on that.
All right, thank you. 7?
Yeah, thanks.
And 8?
Just remember, the farmers are out running now.
Right.
Be patient for them, give them a little time. We're just getting through planting season. So just, keep that in mind. That's all I have.
Thank you, everybody, for today. I think this whole day was successful. We did a good job. Everybody was in attendance, no outbreaks, and no feelings hurt. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you, sir.